So in this video, we'll talk about 5 effective strategies to reduce the education loan interest. Let's start with the first one, which is, so his tax amount reduced from 2.6 lakh rupees to 35,000 rupees, and he has a saving of 2.25 lakh rupees. And with proper planning of this, you can almost cut down your interest amount by half on the living expenses portion. The tax amount is 0.5% if you're paying through an education loan, and it is 5% if you're making the same expenses through your own funds. If you look at it holistically, you are paying 4.5% lesser TCS at the first place. If you're at VMake Scholars, we have an interest rate protection scheme wherein it is assured that the rate of interest at which you have been approved the education loan will never be increased. Hello all, this is Damini, co-founder of VMake Scholars, India's largest education finance platform. We started in the year 2015 with funding and support from Government of India, and our sole purpose is to help students like you find scholarships and education loans for your higher education. Hence, our videos are the most trusted source of information than watching some random vlogger. Even though we are sharing the information through these videos, but if any bank staff in your city denies accepting any information which is shared by us in these videos, then we are just a call away. Just call us and we will talk to them and resolve the issue for you. Loanflix web series talks about everything about education loans, and this particular video is particularly about how to effectively manage the interest amount which is being charged on your education loan. So I'll tell you some of the ways and the strategies to reduce your education loan interest. So this video is particularly for those who have already taken an education loan, but if you're still looking to apply and avail an education loan in future, then you should get in touch with a financial officer at VMake Scholars by calling us on the number which is shown on the screen, or by requesting a call back through the link which is in the video description. Now let's start. So in this video, we'll talk about 5 effective strategies to reduce the education loan interest. Let's start with the first one, which is claim your Section 80E tax exemption. Section 80E of the Income Tax Act 1961 says that the entire interest portion paid on the education loan, whether it is for studies in India or abroad, is exempted from the tax. So let's say your father's income is about 13 lakhs per annum, and he's paying 20% tax every year, which is about 2.6 lakhs per annum. Now let's say you have taken an education loan for your abroad studies, and last year you have paid an interest amount of 6 lakhs per annum. Please note that I'm only talking about this interest amount, not the entire EMI. Now your father can show the 6 lakhs payment in his tax filings, and his net taxable income will reduce all the way from 13 lakhs to 7 lakh rupees. Now on 7 lakh, he will end up paying only 5% tax, which is only 35,000 rupees. So his tax amount reduced from 2.6 lakh rupees to 35,000 rupees, and he has a saving of 2.25 lakh rupees. Now if you reduce this 2.25 lakhs from that 6 lakhs which you had paid as an education loan interest rate, you will see that the effective interest rate which you are paying is at least 2 to 3% lesser. So which means, let's say if your on paper interest is 11%, which you got the education loan approved at, the effective interest rate will not be more than 8 to 9%. I've done very rough calculations now just for the ease of explanation, but if you want a more accurate understanding of the benefit, you can check out our Income Tax Section 80E benefit calculator. The link is in the description. The calculator was designed by us specifically for education loans, so it has considered all the parameters such as moratorium period interest payments, the compounding, etc. So you will not find any such specific calculator anywhere on the internet. Now this was my first effective strategy to reduce the education loan interest. The second strategy revolves around efficiently planning your education loan disbursement timeline. See, regarding the tuition fee disbursement, you mostly do not have any control because you have to go as per the institute's demand. But regarding your living expenses disbursement, if you plan it efficiently, you can have some good savings on the interest amount which is charged on living expenses. Ideally, it is better not to disburse your living expenses for more than 12 months, and with proper planning of this, you can almost cut down your interest amount by half on the living expenses portion. So there is a special scenario which I want to discuss here. Many a times NBFCs encourage students to take larger disbursements to fulfill their own targets, but at the same time, to balance the students' interest, they lower the interest rate or the processing fee. If you have got such an offer, feel free to proceed with it. In many cases it is beneficial for the students, but sometimes it is not beneficial also. So if you are skeptical, please take help of your VMake Scholars financial officer, and they can help you with the calculations and comparisons for you to understand which is a better option for you. If you haven't haven't been assigned a financial officer yet, you should get in touch with one. And for that, you can request a call back via the link in the video description or call us on the number which is shown on the screen. Moving on to the third approach to reduce your education loan interest amount, it is get your TCS back. Now, what is this? So, whenever you send money abroad for your tuition fees or living expenses, in fact, on the entire amount which you remit to the foreign country, you would have paid a TCS, which is tax collection at source. Now, TCS is charged whenever anybody sends more than 7 lakhs abroad in one financial year, and it is charged on the amount above 7 lakhs. The tax amount is 0.5% if you're paying through an education loan, and it is 5% if you're making the same expenses through your own funds. So, when your father or mother is filing the income tax at the end of the financial year, they can specify that they have paid this amount towards the TCS, and the entire amount will reduce from that person's income tax. The refund amount will effectively reduce your interest rate by 0.3 to 0.4%, but if you look at it holistically, you are paying 4.5% lesser TCS at the first place if you are paying via an education loan instead of using your own funds. The fourth most effective strategy is to refinance your education loan for reduction in interest rate. Now, before I talk about this, I want to tell you that at WeMake Scholars, we have an interest rate protection scheme wherein it is assured that the rate of interest at which you have been approved the education loan will never be increased. As most of the private banks and NBFCs follow this strategy of approving fresh loans at lower interest rates, and within 1 to 2 years they increase the interest rate. At WeMake Scholars, we ensure that we stop them from doing this for WeMake Scholars files, and we are successful in that more than 50% of the times. But in case the lender starts talking about board meeting and the losses and blah blah blah, in that case we get your loan shifted to another lender at an interest rate which is similar to your original interest rate approval and or lesser than that. So this transfer will be at free of cost, and in most cases there will be no processing fee charged by the bank as well. Now this is about the interest rate protection scheme. Now please note that even in scenarios where the lender didn't increase your interest rate, which is definitely a rare scenario and you must be very lucky to be there, even then you can check your refinancing options with your WeMake Scholars post-sanction officer. If you're not in touch with WeMake Scholars team yet, you can request a call back via the link in the video description or call us on the number which is shown on the screen. The last and the most effective strategy for reducing your interest burden is by planning the repayment as early as possible. This is a very straightforward method. I mean, the earlier you close the loan, the lesser will be the total interest amount you will pay on that, right? That's very clear. To plan how early you should pay, you should use the WeMake Scholars EMI calculator, which is specifically designed for education loans considering your moratorium period payments, and it also considers simple interest and compound interest for public banks versus private banks. So this is specifically designed for education loan, as I said. So when you use this EMI calculator, the link is in the description for your reference. So when you use this EMI calculator, you will be able to clearly see, as per the tenure selected by you, what is the total principal amount which you are paying over that tenure, and what is the total interest amount which you are paying over the tenure. Now what you can do is you can reduce the tenure by, let's say, 1 year and see what is the change in the interest amount, by how much amount it is reducing. Looking at that, you can see what tenure would be perfect for you to close your loan. Now at the same time, I want you to know that in education loan there is no prepayment penalty or a part payment penalty or a foreclosure penalty, which means you can close your loan as early as you want. But please note that for private banks there is a lock-in period of 6 months. Only after that you can close the loan without any penalty. It is applicable for NBFCs also. But for public banks there is no lock-in period, which means even within 6 months you can close your loan without any sort of penalty. That's it for this video. I hope you have clearly understood all the 5 points. All these 5 strategies are to be applied after your loan is sanctioned. But what you need to note here is that most of the students clearly do not get any support from the banks or NBFCs once their loan is sanctioned. But to apply these reduction strategies, in most cases, you would need some or the other document from your lender. For example, to claim the Section 80 exemption benefit, you would need the interest certificate from them. For example, to close your loan early and to repay it early, you would need some sort of forms from them. But what happens if you get in touch with the sales executive whom you were working with until your loan is sanctioned, or you call the branch manager in case of public sector banks? When you ask them about these post-sanction documents, let's say interest certificate or things like that, they are not very cooperative, and sometimes they direct you to some common support team which they have to deal with these post-sanction things, and most of the time those teams are so lethargic that they do not respond even for weeks or sometimes for months, and sometimes they do not respond at all. That's why for the students who have taken their education loan through WeMake Scholars, our post-sanction team plays a major role at all disbursement and repayment stages for these students. We assign a dedicated post-sanction officer to each student, and you have the comfort to reach out to them on WhatsApp call, text, email, anything, and they get you the resolution within less than 24 hours. In addition to our free support to get you the best education loan, our post-sanction support is free as well, as we are funded and supported by the Ministry of IT, Government of India. To get in touch with us, you can call us on the number which is shown on the screen, or you can request a call back via the link in the video description. And that's it. Hit like button if you found this video useful, and do not forget to subscribe to our channel. See you soon. Bye-bye.